Good evening, everyone. We're starting just a little early tonight. I'll wait a few minutes to give people time to come in and realize that I'm on just a little bit early tonight. We gotta catch up where we left off, that's for sure. Catch up where we left off. My Barbie's all comfortable. Victoria, she's all comfortable where she's at. Hello, Paula. We are getting ready to get started. When we do the book read, we say a prayer first. So let's do today's prayer. Oh, you're not late. I'm early, hon. I am early. I'm starting early tonight, so you are not late at all. All right, today's prayer. For nothing will be impossible with God. For nothing will be impossible with God. Luke 1:37. For nothing will be impossible with God. How awesome of a prayer tonight. All right, let me get comfy. Have to get all comfy so I can pick up where I left off. And last week, if you remember, the internet, or YouTube, I should say, not my internet, YouTube kind of went blitzy on us and we just shut down. I don't know why, have no rhyme or reason. And we were right at the part where she walked in to the house that she is going to be working at with Mrs. Winchester, and it was a real mess. So we're going to start there, and that was in chapter 3, and we're going to move on from there, and that'll take us right into chapter 4. Yes, that'll take us right to chapter 4. So let's begin. I want to welcome everyone in. I can't help but notice when I walked inside the house, it looks very different from the first time I was here. Very different. When I came for the interview, the Winchester house was immaculate. I could have eaten off any surface in the room. But now the place looks like a pigsty. The coffee table in front of the sofa has 6 cups on it with varying amounts of different sticky liquids in them, about a dozen crumpled newspapers and magazines, and a dented pizza box. There's clothing and garbage strewn all over the living room, and the dining table still has the remains of dinner last night. As you can see, Nina says, you haven't arrived a moment too soon. So Nina Winchester is a slob. That's her secret? It's going to take me hours to get this place in any decent condition. Maybe days. But that's fine. I've been itching to do some good, honest, hard work. And I like that she needs me. If I can make myself invaluable to her, she's less likely to fire me. Or when she finds out the truth. Let me just put my bags away, I tell her, and then I'll get the entire place tidied up. Nina lets out a happy sigh. You are a miracle, Millie. Thank you so much. Also, she grabs her purse off the kitchen counter and rifles around inside, finally pulling out the latest iPhone. I got you this. I couldn't help but notice you were using a very outdated phone. If I need to reach you, I'd like to have a reliable means of communication. I hesitantly wrapped my fingers around the brand new iPhone. Wow, this is really generous of you, but I can't afford a plan. She waves a hand. I added you to our family plan. It cost almost nothing. Almost nothing. I have a feeling her definition of those two words is very different from mine. Before I can protest further, the sound of footsteps echoed on the stairs behind me. I turn around, and a man in a gray business suit is making his way down the stairwell. When he sees me standing in the living room, he stops short at the base of the stairs, as if shocked by my presence. His eyes widen when he notices my luggage. Andy, Nina calls out, come meet Millie. This must be Andrew Winchester. When I was Googling the Winchester family, my eyes popped out a bit when I saw the man's net worth. After seeing all those dollar signs, the home theater, and the gates surrounding the property made a bit more sense. He's a businessman who took over his father's thriving company and has doubled the profits since. But it's obvious from his surprised expression that he allows his wife to handle most of the household matters, and it's apparent that slipped her mind to tell him she had hired a live-in housekeeper. Hello, Mr. Winchester steps into the living room, his brow furrowed. Millie, is it? I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Andy, I told you about her. She tilts her head to the side. I said we needed to hire someone to help with the cleaning and cooking. And Cecilia. I'm sure I told you. Yes, well, his face finally relaxed. Welcome, Millie. We could certainly use the help. Andrew Winchester holds his hand out for me to shake. It's hard not to notice he is incredibly handsome man. Piercing brown eyes, a full head of hair, the color of mahogany, and a sexy little cleft in his chin. It's also hard not to notice that he is several levels more attractive than his wife, even with her impeccable grooming, which strikes me as a bit strange. The man is filthy rich, after all. He could have any woman he wants. I respect him for not choosing a 20-year-old supermodel to be his life partner. I thrust my new phone into my jeans pocket, reached out to take his hand. Nice to meet you, Mr. Winchester. Please, he smiled warmly. Call me Andrew. As he says the words, something flickers over Nina Winchester's face. Her lips twitch and her eyes narrow. I'm not exactly sure why, though. She herself offered to let me call her by her first name, and it's not like Andrew Winchester is checking me out. His eyes are staying respectfully on mine and not dropping below the neck. Not that there's much to see, even though I didn't bother with the fake turtle shell glasses today. I'm wearing a modest blouse and a comfortable blue jeans for my first day of work. Anyway, Nina snips. Don't you have to go to the office, Andy? Oh, yes, he straightens out his gray tie. I've got a meeting at 9:30 in the city. I better hurry. Andrew gives Nina a lingering kiss on the lips and squeezes her shoulder. As far as I can see, they are quite happily married, and Andrew seems pretty down to earth for a man whose net worth has 8 figures after the dollar sign. It's sweet how he blows her a kiss from the front door. This is a man who loves his wife. Your husband seems nice, I say to Nina as the door slams shut. The dark, suspicious look returns to her eyes. Do you think so? Well, yes, I stammer. I mean, he seems like... How long have you been married? Nina looks at me thoughtfully, but instead of answering my question, she says, What happened to your glasses? What? She lifts an eyebrow. You were wearing a pair of glasses at your interview, weren't you? Oh, I squirm, reluctant to admit that the eyeglasses were fake. My attempt to look more intelligent and serious. And yes, less attractive and threatening. I'm wearing my contacts. Are you? I didn't know why I lied. I should have just said that I didn't need the glasses that badly. Instead, I have now doubled down and invented contacts that I'm not actually wearing. I can feel Nina scrutinizing my pupils, searching for the lenses. Is that a problem? I finally asked. A muscle twitched under her right eye. For a moment, I'm scared she's going to tell me that I should get out. But then her face relaxes. Of course not. I just thought those glasses were so cute on you. Very striking. You should wear them more often. Yes, well, I grabbed the handle of one of my duffel bags and my shaking hand. Maybe I should get my stuff upstairs so I can get started. Nina clasped her hands together. Excellent idea. Once again, Nina doesn't offer to take either of my bags as we climb up the 2 flights of stairs to get to the attic. By halfway through the second flight, my arms feel like they're about ready to fall off. But Nina doesn't seem interested in pausing to give me a moment to readjust the straps. I gasp with relief when I am able to drop the bags on the floor of my new room. Nina yanks on the cord to turn on the light bulbs that illuminate my tiny living space. I hope it's okay, Nina says. I figure you'd rather have the privacy of being up here as well as your own bathroom. Maybe she feels guilty about the fact that their ginormous guest room is lying empty while I'm living in a room slightly larger than a broom closet. But that's fine. Anything larger than the back seat of my car is a palace. I can't wait to sleep here tonight. I am obscenely grateful. It's perfect, I say honestly. In addition to the bed, dresser, and bookcase, I noticed one other thing in the room that I didn't see the first time around. A little mini fridge about a foot tall. It's plugged into the wall and humming rhythmically. I crouch down and tug it open. The mini fridge has 2 small shelves, and on the top shelf there are 3 tiny bottles of water. Good hydration is very important, Nina said earnestly. Oh, yes. When she sees the perplexed expression on my face, she smiles. Obviously, it's your fridge, and you can put whatever you want in it. I thought I would give you a head start. Thank you. It's not that strange. Some people leave mints on a pillow. Nina leaves 3 tiny bottles of water. Anyway, Nina wipes her hands on her thighs, even though her hands are spotless. I'll let you get unpacked and then start cleaning the house. I'll be preparing for my PTA meeting tomorrow. PTA? Parent Teacher Association, she beamed. I'm the vice president. That's wonderful, I say, because it's what she wants to hear. Nina is very easy to please. I'll just unpack everything quickly and get right to work. Thank you so much. Her fingers briefly touch my bare arm. Hers are warm and dry. You're a lifesaver, Millie. I'm so glad you're here. I rest my hand on the doorknob as Nina starts to leave my room. And that's when I notice it. What has been bothering me about this room from the moment I first walked in here? A sick feeling washes over me. Nina, why? I clear my throat. Why is the lock to this bedroom on the outside rather than the inside? Nina peers down at the doorknob as if noticing it for the first time. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. We used to use this room as a closet, so obviously we wanted it to be locked from the outside. But then I converted it into a bedroom for the hired help, and I guess we never switched it back. If somebody wanted, they could easily lock me in here, and there's only one window looking out at the back of the house. This room could be a death trap. But then again, why would anyone want to lock me in here? Could I have the key to the room? I ask. She shrugs. I'm not even sure where it is. I'd like a copy. Her light blue eyes narrowed at me. Why? What do you expect us to be keeping you in your room and you don't want us to know about? My mouth falls open. Nothing, but Nina throws her head back and laughs. I'm just kidding. It's your room, Millie. If you want a key, I'll get you one. I promise. Sometimes it feels like Nina has a split personality. She flips from her cold to hot so rapidly. She claims she was joking, but I'm not so sure. It doesn't matter though. I have no other prospects and this job is a blessing. I'm going to make it work. No matter what, I'm going to make Nina Winchester love me. After Nina leaves my room, I close the door behind her. I'd like to lock it in, but I can't, obviously. As I shut the door, I notice marks in the wood. Long, thin lines running down the length of the door at about the level of my shoulder. I run my fingers over the indentations. They almost seem like scratches, like somebody was scraping at the door, trying to get out. No, that's ridiculous. I'm being paranoid. Sometimes old wood gets scratched up. It doesn't mean anything. Ominous. The room suddenly feels unbearably hot and stuffy. There's a small furnace in the corner of the room, which I'm sure keeps it comfortable in the winter, but there is nothing to cool it down in the warmer months. I'll have to buy a fan to prop in the front window. Even though it's way larger than my car, it's still a very small space. I'm not surprised they used it as storage closet. I look around, opening the drawers to check their size. There's a little closet within the room, with just barely enough space to hang my few dresses. The closet is empty except for a couple of hangers and a small blue bucket in the corner. I attempt to wrench open the small window to get it a bit of air, but it doesn't budge. I squint my eyes to investigate more closely. I run my finger along the frame of the window. It looks like it's painted into place. Even though I have a window, it doesn't open. I could ask Nina about it, but I don't want to seem like I'm complaining when I just started working here today. Maybe next week I could mention it. I don't think it's too much to hope for to have one working window. The landscaping guy, Enzo, is in the backyard now. He's running the lawnmower. He pauses for a moment to wipe the sweat from his forehead with his muscular forearm, and then he looks up. He sees my face through the small window and shakes his head, just like he did the first time I met him. I remember the word he hissed at me in Italian before I went into the house. Periolo. I dig my brand new cell phone out of my pocket. The screen jumps alive at my touch, filling the little icons for text messaging, calls, and the weather. Those sort of phones were not back in the start of my incarceration, and I haven't been able to afford one since I got out. I went when I first got out, so I sort of knew how to use them. I know which icon brings up the browser. I type in the browser window, translate Pericone. The signal must be weak up here in the attic because it takes a long time. Almost a minute has gone by when the translation finally appears on the screen. Danger. Oh, that's kind of creepy. Danger. That's what he meant, danger. Hello. Good evening. I would be very afraid at that point if I translated an Italian word and it said danger. And that takes us to chapter 4. I spend the next 7 hours cleaning. Nina could not have made this house dirtier if she tried. Every room of the house is filthy. The pizza box on the coffee table still has 2 slices of pizza, and there is something sticky and foul-smelling spilled in the bottom of the box. It has leaked through, and the box is fused to the coffee table. It takes an hour of soaking and 30 minutes of intense scrubbing to get it clean. The kitchen is the worst of all. In addition to whatever is in the garbage bin itself, there are 2 garbage bags in the kitchen, spilling over with their contents. One of the 2 bags has a rip in the bottom, and when I lift it to take it outside, all the garbage goes everywhere, and it smells beyond terrible. I gag, but don't lose my lunch. Dishes are piled high in the sink, and I wonder why Nina didn't just put them in their state-of-the-art dishwasher, until I open the dishwasher and notice that it is also packed to the brim with filthy dishes. That woman does not believe in scraping plates before putting them in the dishwasher, or apparently running the dishwasher. Before I'm done, I run 3 loads of dishes. I wash all the pans separately, most of which have food caked on them from days earlier. By mid-afternoon, I have gotten the kitchen at least somewhat habitable again. I'm proud of myself. It's the first hard day's work I've done since I got fired from the bar. Completely and unfairly. But that's my life these days, and I feel great about it. All I want is to keep working here, and maybe to have a window in my room that opens. Who are you? A little voice startles me in the middle of putting away the last load of dishes. I whirl around, and Cecilia is standing behind me, her pale blue eyes boring into me, wearing a white frilly dress that makes her look like a little doll. And by doll, I'm of course talking about that creepy talking doll in the Twilight Zone that murders people. I didn't even see her come inside, and Nina is nowhere to be seen. Where did she come from? Is this the part of the job where I find out Cecilia has actually been dead for 10 years and is a ghost? I'm quitting. Well, maybe not, but I might ask for a raise. Hi, Cecilia, I say cheerfully. I'm Millie. I'm going to be working around your house from now on, cleaning things up and watching you, and when your mom asks me to, I hope we can have fun together. Cecilia blinks her pale eyes at me. I'm hungry. I have to remember that she is just a normal little girl who gets hungry and thirsty and cranky and uses the bathroom. What would you like to eat? I don't know. Well, what sort of things do you like? I don't know. I grit my teeth. Cecilia has morphed from a creepy little girl into an annoying little girl. But we just met each other. I'm sure. After a few weeks, we'll be best of friends. Okay, I'll just fix you a snack then. She nods and climbs up on one of the stools set up around the kitchen island. Her eyelids still feel like they're boring through me, like they can read my secrets. I wish she would go into the living room and watch cartoons on her giant TV instead of just watching me. So what do you like to watch on television? I asked, hoping she would take the hint. She frowns like I offended her. I prefer to read. That's great. What do you like to read? Books. What kind of books? The kind with words. Oh, so that's how it's going to be. Cecilia, fine. If she doesn't want to talk about books, I can change the subject. Did you just get back from school? I ask her. She blinks at me. Where else would I have come from? But how did you get home? Cecilia lets out an exasperated huff. Lucy's mom picked me up from the ballet and brought me home. I heard Nina upstairs about 15 minutes ago, so I assume she's in the house. I wonder if I should let her know that Cecilia is home. Then again, I don't want to disturb her, and one of my jobs is to look after Cecilia. Thank God Cecilia seems to have lost interest in me and is now rifling around her pale pink backpack. I find some Ritz crackers in the pantry, as well as a jar of peanut butter. I spread out the peanut butter over the crackers like a mother used to do, repeating the same act that my mother used to do for me so many times. I never thought she would abandon me the way she did. This is it, Millie, the last straw. After I spread peanut butter on the crackers, I slice up a banana and put one on each cracker. I love the combination of peanut butter and bananas. Ta-da! I slide the plate onto the kitchen counter and present it to Cecilia. Peanut butter and banana crackers. Her eyes widen. Peanut butter and banana? Trust me, it's really good. I'm allergic to peanut butter. Cecilia's cheeks turn bright pink. Peanut butter could kill me. Are you trying to kill me? My heart sinks. Nina never said anything about peanut butter allergy. And they have peanut butter right in their pantry. If her daughter has a deadly peanut butter allergy, why would she keep it in the house? "Mommy!" Cecilia shrieks as she runs towards the staircase. "The maid tried to hurt me with peanut butter. Help, Mommy!" "Oh, God." "Cecilia," I hiss at her. "It's an accident. I didn't know you were allergic." But Nina is already racing down the stairs. Despite the disarray of her house, she looks flawless right now in another one of her gleaming white skirt and blouse combinations. White is her color. Cecilia's too, apparently. They match the house. "What's going on?" Nina cries when she reaches the bottom of the stairs. I wince as Cecilia propels herself at her mother, wrapping her arms around Nina's bosom. "She tried to make me eat peanut butter, Mommy. I told her I was allergic, but she didn't listen." Nina's pale skin flushes. "Millie, is that true?" My throat feels completely dry. "I didn't know she was allergic, I swear." Nina frowned. "I told you about her allergies, Millie. This is unacceptable." "She never told me. She never said a word about Cecilia being allergic to peanuts. I would have bet my life on it. And even if she had, why would she leave a jar of peanut butter right in the pantry? Right in the front?" But she won't believe any of my excuses. In her head, I nearly killed her daughter. I see this job slipping out from underneath my fingers. "I'm truly sorry," I speak around a lump in my throat. "I must have forgotten. I promise I'll never let it happen again." Cecilia is sobbing now, while Nina holds her close and gently strokes her blonde hair. Eventually the sobs subside, but Cecilia still clings to her mother. I feel terrible stab of guilt. Deep down, I know you aren't supposed to feed kids before checking with the parents. I'm in the wrong here, and if Cecilia hadn't been so vigilant, something terrible could have happened. Nina takes a long breath. She shuts her eyes for a moment and opens them again. "Fine. But please be sure you don't forget anything else so important, ever again." "I won't, I swear." I wring my fists together. "Do you want me to throw out the jars of peanut butter in the pantry?" She's quiet for a moment. "No, better not. We might need it." I want to throw up my hands, but it's her decision if she wants to keep life-threatening peanut butter in her home. All I know is that I will definitely never use it again. "Also," Nina adds, "when will dinner be ready?" Dinner? Was I supposed to be making dinner? Did Nina imagine another conversation between the two of us that we never had? But I'm not about to make excuses again after that debacle with the peanut butter. I'll find something in the fridge to prepare. 7 o'clock, I say. 3 hours should give me more than enough time. She nods. "And you won't put any peanut butter in the dinner, right?" "No, of course not." "Please, don't forget again, Millie." "I won't." "And does anyone have any other allergies or intolerances? Is she allergic to eggs, bee stings, too much homework? I need to know. I can't risk being caught again." Nina shakes her head just as Cecilia lifts her tear-streaked face off her mother's chest, long enough to glare at me. The two of us have not gotten off to the right foot, but I'll find a way to fix it. I'll make her brownies or something. Kids are easy, adults are trickier. But I'm determined to win over Nina and Andrew as well. And that takes us to chapter 5. Oh my goodness. I mean, I can't imagine not telling your hired help that your daughter has an allergy, which we know she didn't have that conversation. So it's kind of scary. Kind of tells you the theme of the story and what's happening and what's really going on. And I, just after reading this last chapter, I think the little girl is in on it too. Her and her mother. Whatever they're doing, I don't know. But we know from the previous chapters that she never told her about peanut butter. So this is going to be an awesome thriller. And I want to wish you guys a sweet good night and sweet dreams. And I'll see you tomorrow at May and Ming's Summer Party, 10:30 a.m. live. Good night, everyone.